here's the deal, which is crazy. I've stayed at this hotel multiple times. And the first time in 2 years that I realized Central Park is 2 blocks away from where I'm staying. I had no idea. It's the first time.
That is not true.
That is the first time I've ever walked in. I was like, oh my God, this is Central Park.
Can I tell you? I'm embarrassed for you.
You should be. I'm an idiot. I was like,
what?
I had no idea. This is awesome. I was like walking through Central Park, like, hey, all right. How good is that?
Shameful. I never took you for, like, let's say the smartest man in the room, but certainly not an idiot.
No, but here's the deal. Like, it tells you I don't go exploring. I'm like, I go to work and then I come back to the hotel and I'm watching film and prepping for whatever game I'm doing. So I really don't go anywhere.
You hear that, FS1?
But
he's such a hard worker.
Did you hear that?
He refuses to see any of New York. FS1 versus ESPN.
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Sure, right? Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
What's better?
I always wanted to do games. So to have the opportunity, Fox has been awesome. And not that ESPN wasn't awesome, because I worked there for 16 years and they were incredible.
That's where we met.
Right, but to be able to have the chance to do NFL games is what I always wanted to do. But the other thing that's cool about it is it's really easy to be snarky and to be, a jerk or to be really critical when you are in studio. You lose a little bit of contact with the game. You're watching it on film, but you kind of almost tend to forget how hard the game is.
You're in the studio and you separate yourself from the game a little bit. Yeah.
And when you're out there and you're at facilities and you're talking to coaches and you're talking to players and you're back immersed in it, and Sundays you're hanging around with players on the field before you go up to broadcast the game, I think it re-energizes you, but two, it gives you empathy again for how hard the game is. This game is freaking hard. And the guys who play it sacrifice tremendously to play it because they love it. And people think, oh, you're doing it for the money. There's nobody on earth that could do this strictly for the money. It just beats the living shit out of you.
How good do you think you are at calling?
From an intellectually stimulating standpoint, it is so hard. Like, studio is like stealing. Like, being in studio is the easiest thing in the world compared to being at a game.
You get to shit talk.
Right. It's been a blast, and the bottom line is I have the people who matter, which are the people who pay my checks, love it so far. They've been very complimentary. So, I mean,
why does Jason Witten stink at it?
He pulls another rabbit out of his head.
I know. He doesn't stink at it. It's hard. He's done 4 games.
Come on, Stink. He kind of stinks. Like, people criticize Romo a lot, and I think at the very least, Romo is enthusiastic, and it makes me enthusiastic about what's happening.
Right.
Jason Witten, I'm like, shut up. Just shut up.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers pulling rabbits out of his head.
Well, yes. But
yes.
Come on, I've said plenty of stupid things on a broadcast
I've
before.
never said anything stupid before
Right,
in my
no.
life.
Right.
How's your family doing? How's your daughter doing?
Daughters are daughters are great.
Alexandria, because Avery I actually saw her on, what was the Travis Kelce reality show?
Yes.
Yes.
I never watched it.
Yes.
Um,
How does it have a daughter that hot?
Huh?
I was browsing her Instagram before this and I was like, whew, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
A hot child.
Right, I try not to look at her Instagram. It is what it is. My dad's 79 years old. People think we're brothers. My dad is yoked. Let me show you a picture of my dad. On the beach a couple months ago. Right? That's called good genes right there. So
Are you that big? I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
your dad's putting you to shame.
I'm way bigger than that. Come on.
There's been a lot of controversy on both sides, both from the fans and some players on Le'Veon Bell and his situation.
Right.
What's your stance on that?
Well, I want all players to get paid. I believe that he has earned the right to be a free agent. I believe that he's earned the right to get paid. I believe he's earned the right to get a long-term contract. Now, if you're the Steelers and you don't want to pay him, I'm fine with that.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Let him go.
If you're the Steelers, you don't want to pay him, and I understand the reasons. Well, he plays running back, and the injury history, and he carried the ball a lot of times, and
You should only play quarterbacks money, and you should only play. Yeah.
My thing is this, that don't report that you gave him a 5-year, $70 million contract.
Isn't that crazy? His agent came out and was like, Pretty sure that wasn't it.
Well, we offered him 5 years, $70 million. No. That was monopoly money. Don't make the player look bad to your fan base that he turned down $70 million, because that's bullshit. Well, if you don't like what he's doing, that's fine. I don't mind you not liking it, and I don't mind you being pissed at him, but don't run to the media and tell him about it.
What's going on with Odell? Speaking of a public mess and talks, what's happening with the Mara family? What's happening with there's just so much going on, and obviously the cure-all for it is winning. If they were winning,
right,
his sideline antics wouldn't mean as much.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat, that dude. The problem is before he was a celebrity, he was a great player. He became a celebrity, and and the next thing I know, he's more concerned, or feels like he's more concerned.
He's on a boat.
Right, with being a celebrity than he is being a great football player.
So if you're Odell and you're frustrated because you don't feel like you're receiving enough targets, or you think that Eli is just too old and he should be phased out, and he's talking shit about him not being able to run out of the pocket. If you're Odell, what do you do? What is your response? How do you handle that?
Well,
if all of those things are true, or at the very least, if you feel like all of those things are true.
Yeah, you keep your mouth shut and you go to work. It's a game of dependent players. Players depend on one another to do their jobs. If the other 10 guys aren't doing their jobs, Odell will never sniff the ball anyhow. So at what point did you get to the point where you overvalue what you do for a living? I don't understand that. There's no more dependent position in football than wide receiver. Sometimes we pay guys that have issues, and then we seem to think that the money is going to help subside those issues. And it exacerbates the issues, right? If you're an ass.
It's similar to when women are like, you know what, he's an asshole, and I should leave him, but maybe if I get pregnant, maybe then he'll change.
Yeah, maybe then he won't be a jerk, right? No, that's not how it works. If you've got issues and you're an egotistical turd, and all of a sudden now I'm a rich egotistical turd,
I haven't heard turd in a while, thank you.
Right, yeah, you're welcome. I don't understand that thought process. If we give him a bunch of money, then he's going to be a great leader. Probably not.
Do you think the Packers should fire Mike McCarthy?
Do I? I'll talk about Peyton Manning. I think the thing that happens, I used to be public enemy #1 in Indy, because I used to always say on TV, I was like, hey, they're an 8-8 roster, but their quarterback makes them 12-4 every year because he covers a bunch of warts. I think Aaron Rodgers is the same thing. He's compound W. He just covers warts all over the place. And I think as an organization, you get to the point where you feel like, oh, shoot, we're really good. No, you're not. Your roster's not that good. It's Aaron Rodgers that is that good. This is incredible. Look at how this tree, the roots have grown into that rock. How in the world does that thing survive? That thing's been here for, what, 50, 60, 70 years?
At least. That's got to be a 200-year-old tree. Can we just confirm here that New York City is not just a concrete jungle?
Yes. Look, it's a regular jungle, too. Look at it. Jungly.
You get a little bit of everything. People always talk shit about New York.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. It's beautiful.
It is. That's
something for everyone. What was growing up in Alaska like? I have an image.
You probably weren't born in 77. Wait a minute.
No, I'm 86. I'm 86.
You were born in 86?
But you know what's funny about that is that at Barstool, I'm one of the oldest people there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You're a child.
Comparatively speaking.
Yes, you're 86.
Yeah, when
You know what I was doing in 86?
Do I want to know what you were doing in 86?
Whipping ass at the University of Idaho is what I was doing.
Tapping that ass and whooping that ass. A little combo.
No.
No.
I'm pretty tame.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on
that. Totally tame.
So we're gonna end the show knowing that you tap that ass and you beat that ass at Idaho. So.
All right, I'll more beating ass.
More beating ass.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.